Good morning. Welcome to Thursday, August 31st, 2023. This is my $1 million journey, session 24. If you were following along yesterday, you know that I purchased 20 new shares of AI in the late afternoon as a test, just to see what it feels like holding on to a group of shares that I hope to see increase in value as I'm holding them. We're going to see how that plays out today when the markets open in just a few minutes. My name is Edward James Carey. Welcome to Praxis Living, where I create content to help you create the life that you desire. Let's have a look at what is going on in the pre-market just to see what is coming up. If we take a look at the pre-market, we can see that right now, activity before the market opens is shares are sitting right around $31.50. So there's nothing spectacular going on. There's no huge drop. There's no huge gain. It just looks like calm, collective, quiet stuff going on in the pre-market. I have still held back $325 in my account just to take advantage of something that may come across the day as an opportunity. In the meantime, I'm going to be holding on to this group of shares that I purchased at $31.44, $31.40. I'm going to hold on to those 20 shares. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait, and I'm going to hopefully see an opportunity for those shares to maybe catch an early morning run up or even a late morning run up. And I might look for an opportunity to exit the position just before a downswing occurs. And that way I can make a profit on the 20 shares, but then I can also redeploy the capital as soon as I see a major swing down, and I can reposition and compound the amount of gain that I get out of that trade. That will be my loose plan of action in my head today as I watch the markets. Again, markets open in just a few moments. Stay tuned. I will be back soon, and we will see how things go today. All right, the markets are open today, and we are 3 minutes into the day, and there is low volume. There's only 243 shares moving through the volume in the first 3 minutes, which is very, very low. What I've done is I've placed a green line on the chart just to give myself a visual indication. This is set at $31.92, which is the minimum that I would close this trade at. That represents a 1.5% increase in profit on the collected 20 shares. That price is actually based on the 31.44, so it's even higher. If I get that price, it's even higher on the shares of 31.40. I'm not going to be in a race to close at this line. I just wanted a visual representation to make it very, very easy to see where share values are at based on the minimum sell point that I would expect to gain. Currently, there is a regular morning sell-off occurring. I'm going to leave this position at least through the morning. I'm not in a panic to sell it. I'm not going to sell it just as soon as the market pushes past this green line for the first time. I'm going to leave it for the first hour or two of the day, hoping that shares of AI continue their performance similar to the past 2 days of continuously increasing in value. We'll see soon enough how that plays out. In the meantime, I'm going to take some time off and enjoy my morning. I am very sore, by the way. I did my first jiu-jitsu class last night, and my body is feeling it. I got my ass kicked last night. So I'm going to be on some R&R and just let the markets do their thing. I'll be back soon. Stay tuned. There's a lot of day left. All right, I am back. It is 5 minutes to 9 already. We are 2.5 hours into the market. Let's see what's going on today. Okay, so shares there's not a lot of movement today. Shares are swinging between around $30.98, $31.05, $31.02 on the bottom, and $31.75, this high here, $31.84 on the top. So it looks like there's not even a full $1 per share of movement today in volatility. I'm looking at the volume. We've got 4.5 million shares in the market now at 2.5 hours in. So not a lot going on. It is moving sideways again. And with the valuations that I bought in at $31.44 and $31.40, again, those valuations that I purchased in, they're not at the bottom of this pricing zone that is going on today. It's kind of right in the middle. So when share values drop, they swing down maybe 40 cents. When share values rise up, they swing up maybe 40 cents. And that's not the kind of price movement that I'm looking for as a trader. So today, it looks like a sideways day. I can see the VWAP indicating the same thing. It is just moving almost like a sideways flatline movement. There is a slight trend up, but nothing substantial that I can see. Now, if this kind of activity keeps up, well, today is going to be a short video. I can tell you that. I will leave things going. We will see what goes on. It is still fairly early in the day. It's only 5 minutes to 9. If you've been following along, you know that when it comes to share values of AI, anything can happen. Let me quickly compare the activity here of AI with other indicators in the market. Let's look at the S&P 500. Okay, the S&P 500 market index overall, kind of doing the same thing. They're going sideways as well. But in the S&P 500's case, it looks like it's slightly trending down. Nvidia, same thing. Tesla looks like it's trending up slightly over time, although it's also moving pretty much sideways. Google, same thing. Amazon went up in the morning and now continues to trend sideways. Ooh, AMD. AMD slowly crept up to a high point of 108 and now has sunk down to 105.84. Wow. And then Apple, almost the same thing, moving sideways. So overall, shares of AI seem to be following along with the rest of the market. Well, today just looks like one of those days, I guess. I do notice that as I'm sitting here right now, I was right here as AI was trending down. I was wondering if I would catch it on a low point and see about throwing my remaining capital into the mix as a short-term trade, just to see if I could catch it on kind of the bottom of its cycle around $31. And then maybe if it swings back up, of course, this last rally up didn't go as high as this previous point of 31.84. It only went up to 31.57. I might want to keep my capital out with this undetermined market. If it can't decide what it wants to do, once I put that last capital in, it is, I've got nothing left to play with anymore. All right, I think I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. That's the only thing that makes sense to me right now. Leave the market, leave the money in there that I've got, let things play, and I will be back soon to update with what is going on. Stay tuned. All right, I am back. It is 9:30 a.m. And 9:30 a.m. is oftentimes one of the lowest points that share values tend to hit their lows of the day. I'm hoping that today is not an exception. What I just did is I came in and I noticed that share values of AI dropped all the way down here to $30.82. That is quite a bit lower than $31.44 and $31.40. So what I've done is I've taken the remainder of my capital and I added myself 10 more shares. And I just purchased 10 shares at $30.95. I still actually got them quite high. Anyway, $30.95. I'm going to write those down now. 10 shares times $30.95. And then I'm also going to put a space between those, because these 10 shares that I just purchased, these 10 at $30.95, I am going to try to sell these on a short-term basis, hopefully. And I'm going to see if the market recovers and tends to travel back up at some point through the remainder of the day. And I'm going to see if I can try to close those shares. Just so that I know, $30.95 times at least 1.5%. That means that those shares will close at $31.42, which is right in the same zone as the last 20 shares that I purchased. So $31.42 is going to be the least that I sell the shares that I just bought. And so I will set up a line here. $31.42. So that group of shares that I just purchased, those 10 shares, they will be selling anywhere above that lower green line when the value of shares should venture back up in that direction. In the meantime, I am now, once again, all capital in, letting everything ride, and that is currently the last play that I am able to do with my current capital. I'm taking a risk and going with my gut and the experience that I've seen over the past several months of trading, and I'm hoping that this pays off. I'm not terribly concerned with a share value of $30.89, that even if it does continue to decline, I really don't think it's going to keep declining a whole heck of a lot. If it does decline, it might go down another couple dollars a share. I don't know. But I'm hoping that it's just a cycle of the day, and that as I now relax and enjoy my morning and let the market do its thing, I will come back shortly and see that these 10 shares are well above, hopefully well above, this line of $31.42. 1.5%, that is the least amount that I would like to close on them. But of course, I would like to get as much as possible on them. And whether or not I'm going to try to dollar cost average a share out that I paid a higher amount for, I don't know. I might just let this trade close and just take pure profit on the trade. I'll make that decision later when I see what has happened with share values. So in the meantime, thanks for hanging out. I will be back in a while, and we will see how this latest trade plays out. All right, I am back on this Thursday morning. It is 11:35 a.m. It's time to check in with the market to see what's happened, and also to give you an update on what I've done in order to set things up here. Okay, so I don't remember whether I bought on this recession here or this one here. I think it was this one. I purchased 10 more shares of $30.95. And I mentioned at the time that I made that purchase that it wasn't intended to be a long-term hold. It was specifically intended to be a short-term hold to see if I could make a profit on just those 10 shares. Now, this line here that I've written down, 31.42, this indicates that the 10 shares that I purchased at $30.95, if we go up as high as 31.42, I can sell those 10 shares with a 1.5% profit. I've gone ahead and I've also calculated how much the dollar cost average would be for all 30 shares that I purchased today and yesterday, taking the 10 at $30.95, the 10 at $31.40, the 10 at $31.44, dollar cost average those, added 1.5%, and that is represented by this next line up here of $31.72. However, if share values cross that line, not only can I sell the 30 shares that I purchased the past 2 days, I then have an opportunity to recover 2 of those shares that I paid $37.10 for. And finally, this top line, $31.79, this represents the dollar cost average of all 33 shares, these 30 from the past 2 days, as well as all 3 of those shares at $37.10. If share values cross this top line of $31.79, I have the ability to let go of not just 30 shares, but 33 shares without losing any capital. And it will allow me to add additional capital to my trade balance of over $100, I think about $111. Now, as you can see, share values did start coming back up. They dipped again and they came back up, and they just about came to this first line here of 31.42, which would have allowed me the opportunity to at least sell out the 10 shares that I purchased this morning. And so what I intend to do for the remainder of the day, we're at 11:38. I'm going to be sitting here now, keeping my eyes closely on the market to see if this upward trend continues throughout the remainder of the day, the remainder of the afternoon. Again, volume is still kind of low. We're at 7.2 million shares. I would like to see more volume there, but I got to roll with the data that I'm given. So 7.2 million shares, not the best amount of volume, but it's enough volume to get a little bit of life going in the volatility, again, of the shares. So that is it for now. Stay tuned. I will check back if there is a change and an opportunity for me to make a close. And I will do it all right here on camera for you to see. I will be back soon. All right, we are at 12:55 in the day, 5 minutes left for the markets to close, and I've seen enough today. I already know which way this is going today. We have been slowly dripping down all afternoon, and at the end of the day, in the last minutes of the day, there's been a significant sell-off, and we are going down, now approaching very quickly the point at which I bought my last 10 shares at $30.95. And so I am choosing to hold my shares for the day. I'm just going to hold them into tomorrow, hope for a better day. I do not like what has happened overall today. We are down 1.34% from yesterday's close, and that means shares are dropping again. I do not like that. But I am confident that tomorrow may have a response to today's drop. And tomorrow off the opening bell may end up being another day where it travels up. I have still set my lines. I've color coded them now. The red is the least I want to sell my position of 10 shares for. The yellow is where I will sell 30 shares and more likely 32 shares. And the green, of course, I can let all 33 shares go at the green if I so choose. So I will be back tomorrow morning in order to see how the week plays out. Tomorrow also, I will be doing another financial update to keep track and score of where I am overall week to week. If you've been following these videos and if you've been liking the videos, I appreciate that. If you've subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate that as well. And some of you are starting to leave comments on some of the videos. I really appreciate that. It's nice to connect and communicate with you if you're watching. I know some of you are watching out there. I know that the channel's slowly starting to grow. It's like watching popcorn starting to pop in the kettle. So again, I really appreciate your support. I know this channel is new and I just feel blessed that you're there. So once again, I will be back tomorrow morning for Friday, and it's a new month starting tomorrow, September 1st. Almost time for children to go back to school. I will be here for session 25 tomorrow morning. I hope that you decide to tune in with me, and if so, you can follow me on that video right over here.